Google rolled out an update to their algorithm the other week. It was called the Helpful Content Update, and it had a big effect on people's websites.
Core update. We're now 5 or 6 days, maybe a week into the Helpful Content Update, and things are actually worse than ever.
I checked my analytics and noticed across all my website a significant drop in traffic, which is disheartening to say the least.
I guess that Google is just going to keep kicking me and a bunch of you and my website in the coochie. So September 11th, I had a high for the month of 1,957 clicks. And then it dropped yesterday to 195 clicks. That's like a 90% drop. Oh, the coochie.
As Carl says, pretty disheartening. Although I'd probably use a stronger word than that. It does seem that Google has got it in for niche websites at the moment. I mean, what on earth are they playing at? What's going on? Well, it comes back to what we've known all along. Google wants to serve good quality content that's written by people that know what they're talking about. They want expert content. They want authoritative content. And if we take a look at our own websites, maybe that's something that we haven't been doing.
It's not too good, is it, Chief?
I mean, think about it. Do you have a travel website and you never travel? Do you have a pet website and you don't even own a pet? That's the problem. That's the problem that Google is trying to fix. Google want content from people that actually are living and breathing what they're writing about. Real life experts, travel bloggers that actually travel, that go to places, that make videos, that take photos, that create brand new valuable content. I'm afraid that rehashing information that you find on the internet and claiming that you're an authority on it is just not going to work anymore. You need to be an expert in your field. You need to have EAT or EEAT or EEAT. You need to have that expertise, that experience, that authority, and that trust. So taking that on board, does that mean that it's time to quit niche websites? Does that mean that niche websites are dead? Well, maybe. My friend and niche site expert, niche site lady, sent out a newsletter just the other day about the Helpful Content Update. And if you're not signed up for a newsletter, you need to do so right now because she sends out some valuable information every single week. You'll find a link to find her newsletter down below, and you'll also find a link to her on Twitter. I suggest you follow her right now. The first thing she said, which I think is a good point, is that this could just be a little blip. Maybe on the grand scheme of things, in a few months' time, when you zoom out and look at the graph, that little dip was nothing to worry about. But of course, for many of you, that may not be the case, and this may be something that your website will not be able to recover from. Niche Site Lady went on to say that maybe it is time for some of us to quit, especially if you are in a niche that you're not passionate about, a niche that you can't live and breathe, a niche where you can't create expert content. Or maybe you should quit if you've got too many sites. I mean, we're all guilty of this. Maybe you've got 8 or 9 sites on the go and you're just not able to create the high quality content that those sites need because you're spreading yourself too thin. Maybe it's time to park a few of those projects, maybe sell them, and just focus on the 1 or 2 websites that you are passionate about and that you are able to create some high quality content for. It could just be that your website's too big. Now, this might not be a reason to quit because you can, of course, go through and prune some of that content, but maybe the broad niche that you chose is just too broad and you need to double down and focus that niche into something more specific so you're able to deliver more value. So now is probably the time to take a good hard look at yourself and make a decision. Are you able to build expertise, create good quality content, put your head down and work through this to step up to the plate and deliver what Google is looking for. Or maybe that's just not possible because of the websites that you have, and you need to rethink about how you're going to create your income online. SEO expert and friend of the channel Kaz Radash uploaded his very first YouTube video the other day, and he spoke about EEAT.
What's actually happened in this recent algorithm update? Why has Google gone after niche sites? What they have done is they've put more emphasis on information gain. They want you to bring something new to the table and not just copy what's already there. This is super important to know, especially if you have an info site with display ads. Another thing that they've put an emphasis on is trust. How trustworthy is your website? Are your offers just a name on another website, or are they genuine experts in the industry? Now, I don't want to sound too white hat, but if your website looks something like this, then you probably deserve to get hit. I don't trust websites that look like that, and neither do the Google quality raters.
So expertise comes down to more than just adding an author box. Of course, there are a lot of things you can do to your site to make sure that Google knows that you are a credible expert. But of course, in order to be a credible expert, you need to actually deliver credible and expert content. Ultimately, this is going to be an opportunity for those that do work hard and deliver the content that Google wants. It's going to be hard. The bar has been raised, and we can't just rely on cheap writers doing a bit of research or cranking out AI content. Although I do want to finish by saying that my sites are actually doing okay. So they're bucking the trend a little bit. For example, Can You Wash It looks like this, which is of course a AI website. All the content has been generated by AI. And yeah, there is a small dip there, but it's nowhere near as bad as some of the dips that I've seen. And I actually think that that dip may be caused by me not publishing any content over the last couple of months. So I'm going to rectify that. I've got a VA working on the site right now. I'm going to see if I can turn that around. My other project, Snack Eagle, well, that's growing quite nicely. And the writing on that site is good. I mean, it's mostly human content with a mix of AI. But again, I wouldn't say that any of the writers were particular experts on the topic. They just did some thorough research and were able to put together some good articles. Snack Eagle does have some eat signals. And I'm also wondering that the fact that I am publishing these sites and I have a reputation online with this channel and Twitter and other things, that may be delivering some of the eat that Google's looking for. Of course, I'd like to see myself as more knowledgeable on WordPress and affiliate sites than snacks, but you know, I'll take it. The other interesting site that I want to show you is DartPix, the site that I purchased some time ago and has just been absolutely dead in Google for quite some time. Well, amazingly, that has started to recover and started to generate some Amazon income and get some traffic. Again, a site that I'm not an expert on, a site that hasn't had any content for quite some time. But yeah, it's back in Google and it's getting traffic. So there we have it. It's a confusing time. I don't think Google have got this update right. I understand what they're trying to do. It seems like John Mueller, who is the kind of mouthpiece for Google search, does have something against niche websites. They're still allowing parasite SEO to dominate the search engines. So sites that are not in any particular niche, they just have authority because they're a newspaper or a brand or whatever. Those sites are still ranking well with articles that are obviously not relevant to what they do and are obviously parasite SEO. So yeah, I understand what they're trying to do. There are a lot of low quality niche websites out there, but they seem to be penalizing a lot of sites that do have a certain level of authority and do have a certain level of expertise. For example, Tony at Simplified Gardening, his site has been hit. Now, Tony is an expert in gardening. He does gardening all the time. And I think that his site has only been hit because of his technical SEO. He needs to portray his expertise in a much better way on his site. So hopefully with a few changes to his site, he will be able to recover quite quickly because he does have the expertise and he is living and breathing the content he is producing. Now, these kind of updates can hit you on a psychological level. I've spoken to a number of friends within the industry and a few of them are feeling particularly down and disheartened by this whole update. At the end of the day, we put a lot of work into the content that we create online. and build up some nice incomes that we start to rely on and build a life around. So when you wake up in the morning and you find that 50, 60, 70% of your traffic has gone, which of course means that 50, 60% of your revenue has gone, it can hit you quite hard and make you feel particularly depressed. If you are feeling down about the whole thing, my advice would be to maybe take a little break, consume some information and knowledge that's being shared online at the moment regarding recovery from these updates. If you are creating good content and you are confident in what you're delivering, then it may just be that you need to add some more signals to Google that you are an expert and an authority, and that can easily be done. People like Kazra Dash are worth following because they share on Twitter and on YouTube a step-by-step process in order to put the things in place to prove to Google that you are good. If deep down in your heart you know that the content you've been creating is not up to standard, then yeah, you just need to rethink in terms of the kind of content you're going to be creating, how you're going to put it together, and how you're going to deliver some of the best stuff out there. Has your website been hit? I'd love to know. Let me know how you're doing. Leave me a comment below. I do read all the comments that I get. Sorry that I've not been around for the last few weeks. I've still got quite a lot of stuff on in my life. I'm going to be doing a live stream though next week on the Google Helpful Content Update. So I'd love to see you there. It's going to be on Wednesday. So make sure you're subscribed and then you won't miss out. Until next time, good luck with your sites. See you later.